When you think of Florida, you probably picture sunshine, beaches, a real paradise for cyclists, right? Well, there's a flip side to that coin. Florida is also one of the most dangerous states in the entire country for biking. It's a serious problem. So today, we're going to look at the organization that's stepping up and fighting to change all of that, the Florida Bicycle Association. And when I say it's a challenge, I mean it's a huge challenge. For years now, Florida has had this really unfortunate distinction of topping the national lists for cycling fatalities. And look, that's not just some number on a spreadsheet. We're talking about a critical issue that impacts real communities, real families. It holds the state back from being healthier and more sustainable. This is the reality that the Florida Bicycle Association is facing down, head on. And this quote, this really gets to the heart of it all. Your voice for safer bicycling in Florida, because we deserve better. That last part, because we deserve better. Wow, that is such a powerful statement. It's about so much more than just painting some bike lanes. It's really a call for a complete shift in how we think about our public spaces. It's about making them safe and accessible for everyone, whether you're on 2 wheels or 4. This right here, this belief, is the engine that drives everything they do. So, who exactly is stepping up to be this voice for cyclists? Let's dive in and take a closer look at the organization that's really leading the charge here. Okay, so let's break it down. The Florida Bicycle Association, or FBA for short, is what's called a 501c3. It's a nonprofit and it's membership-based. That means it's driven by everyday people just like you and me. And their mission isn't just for, the super serious Lycra-wearing cyclists. Nope, it's about making sure a casual weekend ride with your family feels just as safe and totally stress-free as someone's daily commute. So you might be wondering, how in the world does one nonprofit even begin to tackle such a massive goal? Well, their approach is really smart. It's got 3 main parts. They work on shaping policy, talking to lawmakers. They work on improving the actual infrastructure, the roads themselves, and they work on influencing behavior, changing the whole culture of how drivers and cyclists share the road. It's a really comprehensive strategy for a super complex problem. Okay, so to make that 3-part strategy actually happen, the FBA has this really powerful framework. They call it their 4-pillar strategy. Think of this as their game plan, right? It's the engine that powers every single thing they do across the entire state. So what are they? You've got advocacy. That's all about being their voice. Then there's education, which focuses on training. Next up is assistance, which is about providing hands-on help. And finally, resources, sharing what they know. These 4 pillars work together to create this super stable and effective foundation for making real change. Let's dig into what each of these means. First up is advocacy. So picture this. This is the FBA in the halls of power in Tallahassee, or at a local city planning meeting. They're there, speaking directly to lawmakers and planners. They act as that one unified voice pushing for smarter laws, for better funding for things like bike lanes, and for infrastructure projects that really truly prioritize the safety of everyone on the road. Okay, the second pillar is education, and this is where things get really, really interesting. Because it's not just about teaching cyclists the rules of the road. I think one of the smartest things the FBA does is focus on educating drivers too. Think about it. Real safety isn't just about keeping people apart. It's about creating mutual respect and understanding when we're all out there on the road together. Third, we've got assistance, and this is where the strategy gets super practical, down to earth. I mean, it's one thing to say you want a bike-friendly city, right? But it's another thing to actually know how to build it. So the FBA basically acts like a consultant, offering up their technical expertise to towns and planners so they can design and build infrastructure that genuinely works. And that brings us to the final pillar, resources. Look, with over 25 years of being in the trenches, the FBA has built up this incredible library of what works and what doesn't. They share this deep well of knowledge. We're talking case studies, best practices, all the data, so that no community has to start from scratch. They don't have to reinvent the wheel. They can just learn from decades of successes. So that's the FBA's 4-pillar strategy in a nutshell. But you might be thinking, okay, that's great for cyclists, but I don't bike. Why should I care? Well, it turns out that making a state better for people on bikes has these incredible ripple effects that end up benefiting absolutely everyone. And the impact is just huge. I mean, when you have better cycling infrastructure, you get better public health, you get cleaner air. It means more people walking or pedaling past local businesses, which is great for the economy. It also provides an affordable way for people to get around, which is a massive step forward for equity. See, this isn't just a cycling issue. It's really about building stronger, healthier, and more connected communities for all of us. And all of this incredible work, well, it brings us to maybe the most important point of all. None of this happens in a vacuum. The FBA is powered by a real grassroots movement of people who just want to see a better, safer Florida. So the message here is really clear. This is a team effort. If this vision of a safer, more bike-friendly Florida is something that resonates with you, there are totally concrete ways you can get involved and help make it a reality. There are really three main ways you can jump in. You can donate to the cause, which helps fund all their advocacy and projects. You can become a member, which adds your voice to the choir and makes it that much louder. Or you can volunteer your time and put your skills to work directly. Every single action, no matter how big or small, helps pedal this whole movement forward. So, here's the bottom line. The Florida Bicycle Association is laying the groundwork for a massive transformation in the state. But, and this is key, they can't do it alone. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. What would your own neighborhood, your own street, look and feel like if it were truly built for people and not just for cars? Just imagine that future. A future where anyone, a kid, your grandmother, anyone, can safely and enjoyably ride a bike. That's the vision. And as the FBA is showing us, that's a future worth fighting for.